Hello again, all you fellow YouTubers. I'm Rick,
I'm John.
our trusty mascot Rusty back again, and we're going to go over a topic. Since in our last channel, we talked about an introduction to what our channel's here for, what we want to talk about, what we like to discuss, and that's about what burns our britches. So, I think for a topic we want to come up with today is one that John came up with and thought might be a good topic to talk about, which is how pro athletes can ruin their careers off of the stupid mistakes that they make. First off, I like to talk about one of my more favorite sports that I do like to watch, which is UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, MMA, mixed martial arts. I don't know if that's copyrighted for UFC, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, we got a guy on there, John Jones. I'm sure everybody knows, or anybody who watches UFC knows who John Jones is. The guy, he's a good fighter. There's a lot of good fighters in UFC. If you get to UFC, you're going to have to be the best. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And a guy like John Jones has it all going for him. Tests positive for cocaine, which, cocaine, what does that last in your system for a week? I mean, the guy couldn't wait, to party before, to party after, his win. I mean, what was the guy thinking? I mean, but I guess they kept letting him fight. So I don't know if us being a little older now subject, I haven't kept too much up on it, but knowing the news of him testing positive like he did is just beyond me. I mean, it just burns my britches. We got a few other guys. John, what do you think? What kind of pro athletes are you talking about now?
Well, I like to talk about Cleveland Browns wide receiver Josh Gordon. Um, During the season last year, he tested positive for marijuana, and they basically just suspended him for the remainder of the season, which really hurt Cleveland Browns because, their situation, they really needed him. At the end of the season, again, this is kind of an old topic, but this happened a couple months ago. They tested him again, and once again, he tested positive for marijuana. And this time, he's facing a possible suspension for this whole upcoming season. Um, this really gets at me because I play sports, and my dream is to one day be an athlete, just like many people my age. And for him to get to that point and to work, his whole career to finally be in his position and then just to go and blow it, it just burns my britches.
Yep, and ages like John and my son, who hopefully will be joining us in our next YouTube channels, they're at that age, they're teenagers, they look up to these type of people, and they're at the age when we discuss things with, comes to, crime and drugs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not like they're living under a rock. I mean, all kids, it's around, it's there, it needs to be talked about, and another guy that it blows me away, which is one of my favorite teams for football, which is Green Bay Packers. And you got, I think it was Jared Bush, who was busted with a 9 millimeter handgun and 357, 300 and some odd grams of marijuana and almost 200,000 in cash. I mean, a guy that's practically probably making millions a year is risking his career on something so stupid that it burns my britches. It burns my britches. I don't get it. I can't understand it. These guys, I mean, they're pissing away their careers on stuff that, wait to the off season. I mean, make your millions, retire, then do what the hell you ever want to do. Then I mean, well, why screw it up now? I mean, why not keep that money coming in, man, and then party it down when you're done. I mean, it's their life. They want to do what they want with their lives. You got younger people that look up to these people, and they piss it away. It burns my bridges. If you got anybody else you could think
Yeah,
of?
it's kind of older topic, but it's still an ongoing process. It's the trial with Aaron Hernandez. Uh, my friend's favorite team is the Patriots, so he's always talking about them, and what he's always down about that situation because Aaron Hernandez was a great tight end, and he brought their team a lot of success. He was a good backup, and to Rob Gronkowski, and for him to, he always has had problems in the past at Florida with crime and not being able to stay out of trouble, and it just carried over to the NFL. He had everything he wanted. He had the money, the women, the cars, anything he wanted, and he just blew it all away by making a stupid mistake that really is childish and that nobody should be doing in the first place. And now, like I said, he had a huge mansion and everything he wanted. Now he's sitting in a tiny little cell with nothing but time on his hands. It just burns my britches that he's done that with his life and what he had to work with. So
Yep, that's ridiculous. And these guys, they got it made. They what it's like hitting a lottery. To get into professional sports. I know you got to be that good. Plus players get bigger, stronger. They train harder, better, fast. Why throw it away? It just another big name too that comes to mind is Alex Rodriguez. I mean, third baseman for New York, and this guy tested positive for steroids. For one, steroids in baseball. I mean, I guess if you want to hit the ball a little further or something, I can understand maybe wanting to do steroids, but I mean, not being all natural. It can't push yourself to or you have to have some kind of performance enhancement drugs in order to make you a better player. Obviously, they ain't better players than. I mean, there's obviously probably other people out there that can do a hell of a lot better. While having to take sports enhancement, taking drugs to make them, strong. I mean, do it the way that, that they want you to do it. Like I said before, do what you can do, make the money, and then go off and do it, and then go off and then have your life outside of that. But if when you're in the spotlight, the young people looking up to you, and you're doing stupid crap like that, obviously it's not made for you. Move on, do something else. I mean, it's ridiculous. Burns my bridges, burns a lot of people's bridges. This topic here we can go on and on and on about. We were trying to keep our videos short to where we ain't got. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that when they start talking, they end up in space. About what they're talking about, and like 15 minutes later, they finally come back and still only covered so much of what they're talking about. We're still work in progress. We're gonna get better. We obviously, our atmosphere ain't good enough yet. We kind of want it to where we actually look like a professional YouTube channel. And hopefully we get some people subscribing and liking our stuff. And we definitely want comments. I want to hear about topics that you guys want to talk about. All these topics that we're talking about. That we will be talking about in the future. Hopefully, be more extensive. More detailed. We're just throwing stuff out there to get our videos, going on YouTube now to kind of build them up a little bit. But do you guys have anything out there that burns your britches that you'd like to discuss? We like to be a little quirky and wacky sometimes too, so you'll see that later on in our videos. Like I said, we're still up and coming. So hopefully, like us, comment, bring some topics our way. We'll keep them coming.
yeah, like this video and subscribe to our channel because I promise you won't be disappointed.
Faux show, faux show. All right, and that's another episode of Burns My Britches.